What up, world? It's your boy J Star back again. We got the first look at the week 11 slate here, man. Um, but before we get into that, we always do is look at the winner with the highest amount of points fantasy for the last week, man. So, we got here, man. The Stroud stack was a killer, man. Like a killer stack, man. I did have some Noah Brown and things like that. Was able to cash a little bit this weekend, so that was good. But we got Stroud, man. Tank Dell, Noah Brown. I'm shocked they even got Hawkinson in here though. But especially with the quarterback play that they was going to have at the beginning of that game. But Dobbs was able to come in and get them a crazy good win here. But Jacobs late, and I think Colts was a late two play there. So how many stacks we got with Stroud? I think that was three. So we got three there, and then any stacks to go against Hawkinson? No, was nothing to go run back there. We do got the run back here though, right, with the Stroud. So we got four plays there in one game. We got the Colts in the okay, great. We got Jonathan Taylor and the Colts defense together. So we got two different games stacked up, and then everybody else looks like a one off here with Jacobs, Hawkinson, and CD Lamb, which it was another late play. So how many late plays we got? It looks like we got two there. We got of course CD Lamb, and that's about it. So we got three late there on a 10-game small slate there. So that was a really great lineup. This lineup was like the perfect lineup. I don't believe there was anybody even close. I believe like in the $3 and then the $1,000,000 too as well. I think so. This was the highest that I saw for points, and it was in the 50 cent though this week. So, but we move on, man, to this next week, man. I feel like this could be another good week. I want to be able to cash and win some big money here. So we're going to get into this as we always do. We got Cleveland and Baltimore. I don't really like this division here. Every time they play is usually a hard, tough, what I want to say, defensive game. Nothing's really, comes out of these games a lot, at least fantasy-wise, I would say. But if you are looking to play in this game, it's looking like that Lamar with possibly, let's see, we got Odell, and then I would say Zay Flowers, because you need to be attacking out wide. And these two, definitely, I mean, Zay does play in a slot too for them. But Beckham is out wide. Also, I mean, Bateman is two out wide. So, but I think his targets just have been really, really low. So it's kind of hard to take shots at him. If you still want to, though, what's his price right now? $3,200. You want to take shots at that. At least Odell was able to finally get in that end zone and finally score and get a nice 15. So maybe he can keep it rolling again, and then you can hit again on something like that. Besides that, that's really about it for that side. From the Deshaun Watson side of things, is looking like they need to be attacking out wide, but we already know, man, when they're on the road, Cooper usually disappears. So coming off a really good game last week, but he was at home in a good spot, and now tougher spot here. So I don't really know where else to go here because they don't really have any other good options like a good win and things like that. So I think it's just gonna be a very tough game for Watson there. Moving on, though, we got Houston and Cincinnati here. So Stroud once again coming off of like 40 something points fantasy it was, right? Crazy, man. 5 touchdowns, godly. But Stroud is going to have a tough matchup here. If they don't have nothing, no type of run game, it's going to be pretty tough, I think, on him. But let's see. So he needs to be attacking. Let's check this out here. Looks like it's going to be the slot area again, which it was last week, as well as. So looking at the slot and the tight end here. So Schultz is definitely going to be a play because he runs routes in the slot, and he's the tight end to play for them. And then when it comes to receivers, we're going to have to look out for if Woods is going to be back. I don't know for sure if he's going to play. I think he might end up not playing. If he doesn't play, then we got Noah Brown again, man. Noah Brown, and then we got a toss-up between Tank Dell and Collins because they both enter the slot. Tank Dell won out this last week, but they both had equal opportunities in that slot area of targets going into that game. So it was really kind of a toss-up. I thought Collins did score early, I thought, in that game. Yeah, he did. So like I said, it ended up just being a toss-up because, Tank Dell got that last touchdown, also the yards for the 100-yard bonus, and put him over, Nico. So, but if you're trying to save some money here, then with a stack still with Stroud, then these two is your way to go there. If Woods is not playing, and if Woods does play, then you can go with Woods. On the other side here, we got Burrow. It's going to be Mixon. Need to be passing to your running back, out of the backfield here. That's really how you attack Houston. It's not really the rush anymore like it used to be. It's more of the pass catching. Besides that, is your tight end, which kind of sucks about them because they used all three of their tight ends. So I don't really know which one of these tight ends is going to do it for us because Hudson looked pretty good last game from what I saw, and Smith, got the touchdown, but after that kind of just disappeared. So besides that, maybe Boyd is able to do something decent here. Maybe in the slot area, but because that's probably like their next kind of somewhat a weakness there. So I would say Boyd is probably a good play, with Mixon or something like that with Burrow. Because like I said, it's a toss up with them tight ends, man. They said they was going to kind of use all their tight ends, and I don't know who to go with now. So San Francisco though, let's see. So for this game here, what we got? See what we got here. Let's see. I'm not tripping here. Okay. What we got here for the notes here. So looks like for the San Francisco 49er game, we of course gonna have Purdy, of course, with McCaffrey there coming out that backfield for sure. Then when it comes to receivers, looks like they'll get Debo back. As of lately, they've been going to who I want to say Ayuk. He actually been doing good. I would say Ayuk could do good here. But I could have swore Jacksonville actually plays, because I know we usually go to Ayuk when they play man. Hasn't really mattered as much this year. They kind of been like everywhere. I feel like with sharing the ball around no matter what. So I'm just trying to make sure here. Let's see. So got Ayuk. Kittle would have been in play, but if Debo is back, we already know it's kind of like, we kind of fading away from Kittle then. But if Debo doesn't play, then of course, then we got Kittle. But it looks like from what I saw, Debo is supposed to be, running routes really well right now. So it looks like, he's going to be back. But it looks like Ayuk then or Debo, he's kind of cheap too. So if you want to roll with Debo on his first game back, seemed like coming off the bye too, he should be completely healthy. So these plays would be the best place to go with Purdy here. And like I said, it looks like they both play zone. So, like I said, so far, man, Debo probably stats would have been a lot higher if he wasn't hurt from against zone. So it could be, a savings to take there for $900, and take Debo. They used to go to him anyways in zone. Used to get the first looks over Ayuk. So you could lean that way, and maybe some people are too on, Ayuk there. So it could be a contrarian option there. Then we have, what we got here? Trevor Lawrence here. He's gonna need ETN, because even though this is a tough game to run against, this is a team though you can pass catch to your running backs though. So he's going to need to dump it off to him out that backfield. ETN has actually been running good against zone too as well. So he still can go to him and try to do some type of rush ability. But at home, they're going to need ETN here because they still struggle in the red zone. They haven't fixed that problem yet. Besides that, it looks like it's going to be Kirk. He has the better matchup. He's lined up on that left side, which is with Lenore, and it's where they try to attack the most for San Francisco. On the other side, you got like Ward, and it's a lot harder over there. So with Ridley and everything like that, you can still take some shots at Ridley, if you want to, but it definitely is Kirk is probably his game. And also, I think Ingram could be also a play here too as well for 4,500, but I would kind of stick into if I'm trying to stack just a Trevor Lawrence throwing, then yeah, I'm definitely probably going with the two weapons here. But if I'm doing a skinny stack, I would probably go with Kirk and Lawrence, and then like I said, but they do need ETN because they do have red zone problems. So, but moving on from that game, man, we got New Orleans and Minnesota here. This is pretty easy, man. We've been doing the same thing against New Orleans already, so. Picking whoever the slot receiver, man, is who we picking. So right now, I believe Hawkinson has the most targets in the slot for Minnesota. And then since Osborne's questionable, Powell is going to be a cheap option. I don't know if Jefferson's going to be back for this game. Even if he was back, though, he enters in the slot, for sure. But Addison's out wide. Jefferson's mostly out wide, too. Osborne was in the slot when they started the season off. And now if he's I don't think he's going to clear. So I think Powell is going to, take that role since he's already been in that slot. So cheap, receiver option there. If you want to do a double stack there with Dobbs, you can definitely try that out. And then we got For Carr side of things, I believe it's both slot and wide out here. Let me check that again though. Where we at with the Saints? Okay, great. So yeah, looks like slot and wide out here. So we got Olave is going to benefit the most because of that. Because he's in the slot, he's out wide. He runs his routes from the slot to out wide too at that. So he benefits the most there. So back to back weeks of trying to take Olave. I know he scored, but he did come up short of the points that we was looking for. We was looking for a nice 100-yard game so we can get some 20-something points fantasy there. Maybe definitely I see people probably being off of him because he had a good matchup and he didn't hit. And I want to say, is that back to back weeks? Yeah, like back to back weeks, pretty decent matchups for him, and he hasn't hit. So I can see a lot of people not wanting to take him. If you don't want to go with him, you can also take Shaheed. Michael Thomas was sick, I think, for like the last 2 weeks, and I feel like that kind of messed him up. He's still getting a lot of targets though. Still, I know not the last game, but before that, he has been getting a lot of targets. But Shaheed is still that breakout speed and everything. So if you want to take him, you can definitely take shots at him. But definitely, like I said, Carr Olave could be a good stack there. Besides that, it looks like that's about it because they're a hard team to kind of run on and even pass catch. So Kamara should have a really tough game there. And so moving on from that game, we got Green Bay and Pittsburgh here. I think this is going to be a tough game for Love. Even though, like, it's just because I'm getting tired of the receivers getting hurt. Like Christian Watson, like every time somebody has a good spot for them, they get hurt in the game, so they don't get you the point. So it kind of sucks. Finally Musgrave was able to score, but now it's like, it took him the whole season almost, it feels like, when he had so many great matchups before. And he kept getting hurt too, like getting hurt or not getting into the points. You know what I'm saying? Like Chicago, Atlanta was definitely a good matchup. We got 4 points. Detroit's a good matchup. You get 1 point. And I can't remember if he got hurt in this game too. But Vegas decent. I can't remember if Denver was a good matchup for sure. But Minnesota, I think he was supposed to do a little bit better than this. But Rams was definitely a great matchup. He finally hit, so finally got the touchdown. But now it's like I think we're going into the part of the schedule where he's not supposed to do that good. So for Love, it's going to be Dobbs matches up, I think, on the left side of the field. So he has the better matchup than Watson anyways, even though they've been giving up wide out receivers here. I think is more leaning to Dobbs having that matchup. If Watson is able to go, then we can take some shots at him. But if he's not able to go for any reason, then I do like Wicks too for 3,300. He has done really well given the opportunity. So I definitely think he can do something there. Of course, we have been picking running backs against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But being on the road, I don't know how much we're going to see from Aaron Jones. What we're going to get out of him this game. He will catch, have some catching ability though that he can do against the Pittsburgh Steelers there, which I think they're pretty good there though too. Is more just like actual running the ball. So if he can do good at, I can't remember what his yards per carry was against man-style defense. But he hasn't really had a lot of opportunities this season anyway. So, but they will need him a lot. So definitely, I think like those are the best plays there for the Love. And then we move on to Pickett. Got Pickett over here. Warren is going to be a good play for him since he's the pass catching back here, and that's where Green Bay is really giving up points to. And then after that, Deontay Johnson. I'm just wondering who are they going to have Jair sticking here. So because Pickens actually has done pretty well against some zones, but the last game we just saw, they kind of doubled him and took him away, and then allowed Deontay Johnson to outplay him. So I kind of really wonder where, because Deontay Johnson used to be their go-to receiver against zone, and kind of Pickens was just left out because they look for him against man situations. So I would say it's probably Deontay Johnson in this matchup, but like I said, we just don't know for sure. Is Jair going to stick Deontay Johnson, or are they going to go with the Pickens matchup with him? But those, like either one of those receivers that don't get that matchup could do good, so you can take a shot at either one of them there. And then we move on here. We got Tennessee and Tampa Bay. This should be a good game here, man. I think, we got Mayfield here with not White, because this is not a good matchup for him, but Evans and Godwin are out wide, and that's where you've been attacking Tennessee. So Let me make sure that right. We got out wide, yeah, out wide, and somewhat in the slot too. But both of the receivers kind of move into the slot for them. So you got double the options for either one of them to actually do good. But out wide, the more targets leans by only one to Evans. So Godwin or Evans, either way, like could hit for you here. And the targets have been kind of a little bit even, but we've been waiting for Evans to have a breakout game because what I think we haven't had that game since what week is this 7 here against Atlanta. He always does good against Atlanta though. And Chicago has been his last time we've seen him do good, but ever since his price kind of went up, he hasn't really hit for us. So, but this could be his week, definitely here. It's a great matchup for him. And then for Will Levis side of things, we got of course, we got Hopkins. We need to be attacking that slot area here. And also, we need to be attacking the tight end here, too, as well. So, these are some of the best plays here to go with Will Levis. And we'll see down the line what happens with, I believe, what was that? Burks is out or something like that. If Burks is out, we have to see, who else they plan on entering in with the slot. Is it going to be Phillips or Westbrook? Because Westbrook was in the slot before when Burks was there. They had Burks out wide. So we got to see how that ends up going by the end of the week. And we'll get back to that. So besides that, we move on here. We got the last 4 games here. Atlanta here. I'm thinking Ritter's going to go back to being a starter. So especially since they lost that game too, I definitely think he's going to go back to being a starter. Man, I know a lot of fantasy people are pissed off because of the way Arthur Smith has been, using Bijan. But another great matchup for him, man. And I mean, we got to still take the shot because we know how explosive he can be, and everybody has done really well against Arizona. So I'm expecting, them to get this right. And especially since they didn't use him enough and they lost the game, I mean, maybe they'll get it right this week. Drake London is actually in a great spot here. So if he's able to go, and by come the end of the week, then we definitely rolling with Drake London there. So, and besides that, if Drake London wasn't able to go, it probably would be Pitts because I believe he's the other receiving option that's out wide that they're using. Yeah, of course Hollins too, but it definitely Pitts though. Pitts has been used a lot out wide, so we will actually go with Pitts if somehow London is not able to go there. Moving on to the other side of that game, though, where are we at? I think Murray is going to be back for this game, so I'm gonna say Murray is back. Connor is supposed to be back too. This is a hard matchup for him. I think it's supposed to be who is it supposed to be here? So it's actually supposed to be Moore, but Brown does enter into the slot a little bit, so I would say Brown too, but where is Moore? I think he's super cheap. So you got Rondale Moore. If Kyler Murray comes back, Moore actually looks a lot better because he used to throw to him he was a better quarterback at throwing him the ball and getting him good fantasy points. So I can see that working out. And of course McBride is going to be in play here. Of course against Atlanta, we pick on them every week. With the tight end situation. So if Kyler Murray comes back, a nice little cheap stack could happen here with Moore and McBride. Or if you want to go ahead with Marquise Brown and McBride too. Doesn't really matter. It's cheap either way. So, and I don't see too many people being on it because, Murray's first game back and everything. Detroit, really great game we got here in LA. Man, this is great. So let's see what we got going on here. We got Herbert. I don't think Eckler's in a good spot here. We got who's in a great spot for this game. Looks like they're going to need to attack the slot. A little bit of tight end for sure. So definitely Everett or Parham, either one there, is going to be in place. 39-32, kind of pick and choose which one you think is really going to be because they both kind of get an equal opportunity there. Keenan Allen is moved out wide and slot. So, definitely you can go with Keenan Allen. And if not, I also think Quentin Johnston could do something decent too as well in this game for 4,100. This could be a very high scoring game. So I think this is a little bit easier matchup than what he just had to go against the Jets with lining up with Sauce Gardner every time, it felt like. So I definitely feel like, he's getting more targets. 4,100, I don't mind taking shots at that. But Keenan Allen, of course, is the go-to there to stack with Herbert or the tight ends too as well. And then for the other side here though, Goff, man, the only thing that sucks about this is a toss up here because Gibbs is definitely going to get, the throws. If Montgomery is back, he's going to get those goal line carries, man. So because they struggled a little bit until I would say like half after the first half, they kind of then Gibbs start breaking away and got it going. So if it's going to take that all the time for Gibbs to start really producing actual running yards and stuff like that, then Montgomery doesn't need all that. He usually gets right into the end zone right away. Like he pushes through, right when they get to that 5 to 7, 10 yards away, they're going to try to run and they're going to use Montgomery. So if he's back, he's going to probably steal some touchdowns, But for the catching ability here, Gibbs definitely has an opportunity to do really well against the Chargers there. So it's kind of, if you got enough money to take Gibbs, I would actually switch it off to Montgomery too as well then. Besides that, though, it looks like we need to be attacking, of course, tight end here too. So Laporta is going to be really a really good play there. At receivers, man, it's supposed to be out wide. Brown is usually more in the slot, but he does go out wide. He still has the most targets out wide too as well. But if you want to save some money, you can take Reynolds too as well for $3,800 just to take a savings and have a cheaper stack here with Reynolds and Laporta or something like that. So then we're gonna move on, right? Yeah, so we can move on from that game here. We got the Giants and Dallas. Danny DeVito here, I don't plan on taking him at all. So, I just think it's going to be a horrible game for them. If anything, I'm telling you, stack Cowboys defense and roll with Pollard. Like, this is the stack. This is also scary because if the Cowboys defense get the ball too many times, we seen Dak against, the Rams here, 32 points, man. 4 touchdowns thrown. So, against a rivalry too, they might want to put it on them, like that. So if they do end up doing something like that, we definitely got Lamb here. It looks like it's supposed to be, let's make sure that, Lamb, even Gallup and Cooks could be in play too as well if you want to take some savings there, because it's out wide in the slot, but definitely the tight end position for sure here. So you want to do a Ferguson, Dak, Pollard, Ferguson, and Cowboys defense, something like that. Definitely, I think that could win something big because they get the ball back. Anytime it's really easy and the defense is winning the games for Dak, you got to take a chance at Dak because he gonna try to go off for sure. So, but if not, like I said, we could just roll with the Pollard and the defense there. Like I said, there's nothing on the Giants side that's supposed to do good anyways. Even if they had Daniel Jones, it probably wouldn't be anything. So, my bad. It would have been my bad. If it was going to be anything, I'll go ahead. My bad. It was supposed to be anything here. It would have been Saquon and where are you at? Did he? Oh, he's on IR. Oh, that sucks. There you go. Then it was going to be Waller. But since Waller's out, I don't see much happening at all. That kind of sucks for them. They needed that. So now we got Washington and Seattle here. Looks like for this game, Geno's actually in a good spot here. I feel like we do know how we attack Seattle, man. I say it every week, It's going to be the slot. So, where is he at? Okay, if Curtis Samuel's able to go, it's going to be Curtis Samuel. If he's not able to go, it's going to be Crowder. So, we can switch this off by, come Friday if we know that he's out, and then we go to Crowder because, definitely that slot area is where we're going against the Seattle Seahawks. Is there anything else I'm missing there? Possibly even Logan Thomas. I think he's also, he's got a lot of targets too in the slot. So you can try Logan Thomas, and like I said, either one of those cheap options here for the slot area is a really good option there to go to. Dotson also gets, I would say, second most targets in the slot. So you can also even try that if you want a Sam Howell stack there. And then for the other side, for Geno, it's out wide. Metcalf and him is supposed to be able to be really good. And you could alternate, and switch it up with Lockett and Metcalf too. Not Lockett and Metcalf, but Lockett and Geno. And it looks like that's about it for that side of things. Yeah. So that's it, man. Now just making this one liner real quick for the first look. I'm gonna go with one of the best games on the slate to me. Trying to get, the most fantasy points here. So it looks like I'm gonna go with Goff. He's almost at that same price at what what's his name? Stroud was at just last week, and in a great spot, a very high price scoring type of game, and then, went off. So I'm going to go with Goff here. I'm going to go with, a gamble here in Gibbs. And then for my other running back here, I'm gonna go ahead and take Mixon, man. After seeing what White was able to do to Houston, I think Mixon can finally have a really good game, man. If he can get those same little catches he's been getting, like he got 6 targets last game at home, so we can get that. We could see a huge game from him. I think. I know he didn't do nothing with it, much with it last time, but he's coming off of his best 2 games. Like, so I think he's rolling, and I think he's about to probably have a nice 30-point fantasy day. So, and this probably could be it. And also Cincinnati is rolling too at the same time. So then we got, let's see, who we gonna stack with? Freaking golf here, man. What do we want? Okay, I'm gonna attack it with the tight end. I'm gonna go ahead and do the tight end because I really feel like that's a good way to go. Against the Chargers there, they really do give that up, especially with the pass catching back stack too there. So I think that's good. Am I gonna run this back? I think I'm probably not gonna run it back. I think I am going to go with though. Let's see. I think I want to go with Hopkins here. Not here in this flex though. And move that back over. I think I'm gonna go with Hopkins in a really good game there against Tampa. And then I'm also going to go with, I'm gonna roll with Kirk here against San Francisco because I really think he has a chance to do well there. And then also, let's see, I think I'm gonna attack that slot area like I said about the Seahawks here, and I'm gonna go ahead and take Curtis Samuel. I'll switch it off if we end up figuring out something different there. For my defense, I'm going to go with a cheap defense this week. So I'm going to go with Jaguars defense at home. We just been seeing Purdy throwing, about, I think, 5 picks in the last 3 games. Possibly he throws a pick, maybe it's a pick 6, but Jaguars been rolling. And they both coming off this bye. I know 49ers on a 0-3 losing streak right now. Jaguars, I feel like, is on a nice little win streak. So, maybe they'll keep things rolling. Maybe their defense actually shows up and gets that pick. But then my last pick here, got a few little options here, looks like, but like B. John Robinson there or something like that. But I'm gonna go with Chris Olave because we did just talk about how you need to attack out wide and in the slot, and Chris Olave has the most targets there for both of those spots. And he's still their most explosive player. And like I said, if nobody wants him, I feel like this could be his weak thing, So that's how I'm gonna end that off, man, for the first look, lineup and everything. Hope this video really helps y'all out, man. Y'all continue to win some big money. It's your boy J Star. Stay tuned. We got the top 5 videos coming out this week. Also we got the showdown for Thursday. I think we got a showdown in Germany again, and then of course the Sunday night final look, for the week 11 slate here, right? So, is it week 10 or week 11? Man, golly, stuff is flying right now. I can't even remember right now. I think we're on week 11 or 10. Golly. Yeah, so, oh man, I'll get it when I get the video title up though. But it's your boy J Star, man. Good luck to y'all. I'm out. Peace, y'all.